Sir, are you absolutely sure you want to do this?
Why, what would be the problem?
Well, sir, while the two episodes are indeed connected, both episodes are very different, and doing both of them at once seems like a very tall glass to fill. And I don't believe we have the resources or the talent to pull off such a review.
While your concern is flattering, I do believe we actually have the talent to pull this off. And besides, I think the most interesting thing about both of these episodes is the fact that they're connected this way. And they don't really have enough to each of one individually to warrant their own gentleman's chat on their own.
But sir, how exactly are you going to pull it off?
Easy! I already have a plan for that. We'll have our main category of gents go to the Crystal Empire for games Ponies play, while we'll have lesser known gents go for just for Sidekicks. It's a win-win.
What do you mean by lesser known gents?
Easy. I'll just have to call a few old friends.
Okay, if I call your name, say here. Breaker 7.
I am here.
Tuna Presley?
The king is in the house.
Right. Officer Hoggs. Officer Hoggs, wake up!
What?
You are in a review today.
You have a donut?
Why would I have a donut?
Then I'm not doing it.
Get off your ass!
Maybe I should stay behind just to make sure they can handle themselves.
You got a point. It has been a while since we used these guys for a review. So without further ado, this is Just for Sidekicks and Games Ponies Play, back to back. The episode Just for Sidekicks begins with a quick trip down memory lane as Spike is making a cake for himself, as he accidentally eats his main ingredients for the king and winds up with none. I wish I could say I've never done this, but...
Hey, somebody ate all the sprinkles and frosting off my donuts!
I bet it was the fish. Well, soon later, Fluttershy comes in and asks Spike for a favor. In exchange for a shiny gemstone, Spike is to watch Fluttershy's pet bunny, Angel Bunny, as she and the other main six go off to the Crystal Empire to help with the equestrian games. Spike reluctantly but eagerly for the gem agrees and decides that maybe he watched all the other main six's pets while they're gone, in exchange for gemstones. Well, I'm not going to hold it against this episode, but later on in the series, we see that Ponyville is sitting on top of literal mountains of gemstones, just lying in the earth, so common that you don't even really need to work in order to take them. You can literally dig up any spot in Ponyville, and there's probably going to be a gemstone there. But again, that's not until later episodes. For this episode, let's just say it works just for the moment. Well, it's pretty clear right away that Spike has less interest in taking care of the pets than he does in making his cake. So things go from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds. But hey, I have complete and utter confidence that you guys will keep things under control. So until then, me and a few others are off to the Crystal Empire. See you later!
If I may be so bold, I believe Sir Gent fucked us.
I am 97.99% sure he just used us.
He's the devil in disguise. Oh yes he is, the devil in disguise.
Don't care, just want my donut.
So the main six head off to the Crystal Empire where they meet Princess Cadence in order to help her get ready for the Games Inspector, so that she will choose the Crystal Empire as the host of the Equestrian Games. Rainbow Dash particularly takes a personal interest in getting the Crystal Empire set up because she experienced as a fool what it's like to not have your hometown host this event.
Yarg, okay, so we got the entirety of the main six, Princess Cadence, the entire Crystal Empire, and impressing a judge. So, how do the laddies fuck it up?
Well, they could go for everything they do goes wrong route.
They could also take advantage of Rainbow's determination and make her way too pushy.
I think it's gonna be most likely a case of mistaken identity.
And survey says... Mistaken Identity!
Woohoo! I got it! What do I win?
You win the honor of not being turned into a complete asshole for the sake of the plot. Like Spike was. Speaking of which, how's it going over there?
Well, it's not looking too good.
Come here, biological lizard named Tank.
Unfortunately for Spike, it seemed that Angel had run off. He takes all the pets into town in order to try to find him, and he discovers that he ran to the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Spike begins to pawn off all the animals onto the CMC, and they begin to ask for money to take care of them. But even they find that the duties are way over their heads, so Spike takes them back. And then, of course, everybody in Ponyville seems to turn into a complete jerk and extort Spike for the jewels that he has gained, which, of course, he himself gained through dishonest practices, so it evens out. I can't say I feel sorry for the little dragon, you know what I'm saying?
Don't care, just want my donut.
Warning, warning, Angel Bunny has run off again.
And it looks like that train is on a one-way trip to the Crystal Empire. Come on, we have to stop it.
So the main six begin to busy themselves with the pony who's clearly not Miss Harshwinnie, but you know, no one is smart enough to actually ask her what her name is and resolve the conflict, while Rarity and Princess Cadence are busy doing her royal hair to make it absolutely perfect for Miss Harshwinnie. And I do have to admit, as fun and predictable as the plot of this episode is, it's a fun and wild ride with our false game inspector pony. And of course Rainbow Dash, insisting that everything she's doing is part of some sort of grand, complex, multi-dimensional chess game underwater basket weaving test.
Yeah, but doesn't it bug you? You can see how it's going to end from a mile away.
Not really. It doesn't really bug me about the show's story, but rather its presentation. After all, pretty much every single story has been told before. What matters is how it's presented. And at least this one's not boring. So when it's revealed of how royally the main six screwed up, they immediately rush back to the train station in order to try to find the real Miss Harshwinnie, who of course is nowhere to be found, as she's having the worst day she's ever had. So they go right to the spa where, conveniently enough, Miss Harshwinnie is talking to our game inspector imposter, and not noticing that Princess Cadence is literally a few feet away. Seriously, how have they not noticed each other?
Okay, we're just here to let you know that if you turn your head to the left or to the right at all, the bomb will go off.
And if you move from your seat, that anvil will fall. So, just letting you know.
Enjoy yourself.
Well, of course they eventually see each other, and the main six feel terrible about what happened. Mostly Rainbow Dash. But thanks to our game inspector imposter, Miss Harshwinnie fully intends to host the equestrian games in the Crystal Empire. And so, everything ends well at Hoof. But what about Spike's adventure?
Well, the CMC and Spike manage to capture Angel Bunny, but not before the train leaves for the Crystal Empire. While there, they get into their own sets of hijinks, and eventually, Angel Bunny has Spike right where he wants him, in a position where they'll all be exposed. But then Spike gives up and apologizes for how he was treating them, and thus gains Angel Bunny's respect, and even helps them out when their Spike's stomachs would give him away. And then they all head back to Ponyville, where Spike once again puts himself in a position to where he gets screwed over. And speaking of putting someone in a position to be screwed over,
Why did you even call us?
You kinda screwed us over,
And I never did get my donut.
You're right. I'm sorry. I just thought it would be a fun way to bring a lot of you guys back. But you guys are better than just simple sidekicks and pets. You're gents as well. I should treat you with a lot more respect than what I did. In a sense, I guess this review reflected both of these episodes' morals. Both episodes had similar morals of not taking on more than what you can handle and treating people with the kindness and respect that they deserve. Both episodes had similar morals, but both episodes were a fun ride as well, and all the characters were treated fairly. And any character that deserved it got their just comeuppance. And the fact that the writers made two stories that intertwined like this was actually pretty fun, even if there was only a few scenes that happened in between that connected the stories. But overall, together, these episodes are satisfying. So with that being said, I'm the Cartoon Gentleman, and we're the Vintage Kings. And I guess I could give you 3 something for your troubles. What would you like?
More screen time.
More lines in an episode. And I want my donut.
Done, and I'll take you to a donut shop.
Deal. Come on before I arrest you.